Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Friday Straits. Today I will be discussing about GbpUsd. I'll be telling you everything you know about GbpUsd, how the market will flow. I'm going to explain to you the order flow, how the market is booked, and all that. Recall that last week we did the analysis on Bitcoin, and you actually see how it played out. My last video, you see the play out, how it played. So today we'll be discussing about GbpUsd. I'll be telling you what we'll actually be looking at on GbpUsd and all that. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on my social media platforms, subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the notification button so that whenever I post it, to see it, and all that. I also offer a mentorship program where you can actually join my mentorship program. I'm going to be dropping my WhatsApp number below this video where I hold your hand and teach you everything that you need to know about the financial market. Don't forget that financial freedom is all you need to be successful in the financial world. You need to be free from financial stress where you actually have access to money on your phone, 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 money on your phone. And I say sons of a now for sense of a for you can afford it 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 for you can actually get it. Just do what you're supposed to do and then you get it. So guys, let's go in. This is the 4-hour chart. We'll actually be looking at GbpUsd from a bigger perspective. Recall that some time ago in our last video I was telling you about why I am looking at a bearish trend up to this point, and you saw it happening. See that this 4 hours, but 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 the 4 hours doesn't actually count. It will still tell you what the hard time frame is saying. Look at this from this perspective. Look, you have this kind of thing in the market. You have this. This is what you have. This is what you have. These are liquidity. These things are liquidity. You see that the market actually offered this particular place, this particular point, and went back. When it hits here, you see that this thing is top and this one is also top. That's liquidity. People are believing this thing for their stop loss. People are putting their stop loss here, and you can get to how the market came up. And the moment it manipulated this thing, what did they do? The market maker had to snatch the trend away from those bulls who followed them. If you understand what the market is saying, you see that this was just a manipulation. Look at what counts in this market. Look at what actually counts in this market. If you take this thing and take this thing, divide it into two, you see that if you take this trend from here to here, divide it into two, it will give you stops like that. That's the middle of it. That's why I had to mark up this thing. There are some things that we do in this place that you actually don't want to understand unless if I hold your hand and I'm able to teach you what is happening. This is the middle of this. If you take this thing and take this thing, divide it into two, you have stuffs like this. That was why the market pulled back. When it pulled back, where did it went to? It had to return to this particular place. This was the Asian range. This was the Asian range. So for you to understand this market, there are some secret in the financial market that is only when a professional hold your hand on it and tell you what is happening in the financial market. That's only when you get acquainted with some of these things. This thing and this thing is a balanced pressure range. This is a sell side. This is the offered buy side. The offered buy side here, they came and offered sell side. So here is a balanced pressure range. The market has been balanced here completely. Then they manipulated. When they manipulated, what happened? As they are manipulating, you are still looking at this range. This is a very vital point. If you divide it into two, you see that the market respects it a lot. Look at how it returned. When it returned in this place, where did it went to? It went to the middle of this thing. There are some things that are beyond the scope of this particular class that you may need to be in my inner circle for you to understand what we are saying. Really, where I hold your hand, you join other of my students globally, I hold your hand and teach you what is happening in the financial market in details, and you'll be able to understand what the market is entailing. So now, if you look at this particular point, you see that the market will always come down to this particular point to respect this particular point. There is a reason for it. Let me mark this thing for you. Let me mark out this thing. You see that the market will always turn back return and touch this particular range, it is very, very important to the market. This particular range, it is very, very important to the market. Look at it. Number two, the trading range, the retracement will always return. You see it when the market return to this place, it return to it exactly. That's precision. There are some things that you actually need to know before for you to succeed in the market. Look at this. The market will always return to this. Why is it returning to this? That is the question you are supposed to ask yourself. Why is the market always returning to this particular range? There are some things that the market does. There are something I will keep marking this for you, and each time you see that, each time whenever the market returns and as it is coming down to this place, if GbpUsd comes and break this particular place and holds above this, then you know that the trend has actually returned. Then you'll be looking at this range again. That's where you'll be looking at this particular place. That is another place for you to look onto, this particular range. And if you take this particular thing and this part from here to here, divide it into two, it will give you this. This is it. This is how the market is booked. The market has a particular way onto which it is booked. And when the market is moving up or down, what is it saying? There are arrays, there are indicators, there are things that are, we call them footprints. There are those footprints that the market makers move on. They don't just move. They will always show you those footprints, and it's left for you to understand those footprints. Once you understand those footprints onto which the market maker moves on, that is your breakthrough in the financial market. Once you understand those footprints, this is a measuring range. This is a measuring range. If you take this range from here up to here, you measure it, you bring it down, that is where the market is going to. That is why I told you that the market will be coming down to this range, coming down to this particular range, because there are indicators, there are arrays that the market moves on. Why is it that this market is going to return to this particular down here? Because there is what we call a measuring range that is here. That measuring range, the same thing that you look onto this side, it is still here. Recall that this market offered here, this is sell side, buy side imbalance. This is buy side, sell side imbalance. It's a balanced pressure range. This market has been balanced here. That was why the market maker had to hold this particular place. When they held in this particular place, they offered liquidity here. When they offered liquidity, this thing become liquidity, this thing become liquidity. They had to come and smash it. When you recall that I told you that there are only two things that the market does. What are those things? Two things. The market either offers liquidity or clears people out of stop loss. That's the only thing that the market does. These are the only two things that the market does. It either offers liquidity or clears people out of stop loss. Those are the only two things that the market does. They will either offer liquidity or clear people out of stop loss. Now, for you to succeed in the market, there are some things that you should also be looking at. These are the major fundamental things in the market that I'm going to explain to you. Now, this particular class will basically be on fundamentals. I'm going to be combining fundamentals, your psychology and all that. I'm going to combine all that into a trading workflow, which if you are very careful and if you are watchful, it will become your trading plan. This is what I look onto in the market. If I come out of the market every day, what do? I will go to the 1 hour time frame first. Each day, this is my routine. This is what I do every day. If the time has exceeded 5 a.m. because it is 5 a.m. I am in Nigeria. It is 5 a.m. Nigerian time that it is midnight in New York. So I look at that midnight time, that New York time, that midnight. I'll look at it and say, okay, this is what we are looking at. This is what we are looking at. As a matter of fact, if you take this particular place, measure it up to this particular place, you take it up, that is where the market is going. This is just the center stage of the market. You have offered liquidity here. You have offered, once this market breaks and holds here, you know that these things are liquidity. It's internal liquidity. So the market is likely coming to this particular place. When it comes up to this particular place, what will happen? If it comes, once the market breaks this particular thing and start coming, then you know that you have another range here to deal with. But then we are still bearish. We are not bullish at this particular stage. We are not bullish. Remember, I told you that we are not bullish yet. We are still bearish. This is a fair value gap. That is why the market returned to this fair value gap. When it returned to this fair value gap, what happened? The market had to push down. When it pushed down, this was just a fake move. This is just a fake move. This is a fake move. This could be a measuring gap. This could be a measuring gap to tell you this is a measuring gap from here to here. If you take the distance, you look at it, you fix it here, it will become your take profit. That is if the market breaks this particular place. For now, due to the bigger time frame, what we are actually looking at on the bigger time frame, we are still bearish. We are not bullish. We are not bullish. We are still bearish until we begin to see some indicators. But then this market has held this particular place. It has failed to come down. When it made this move, it failed to come down. Meanwhile, this is an order block. This is an order block. Look at it. The market came to this place, broke this particular place. Now the market is still doing the same thing that it does here on a bigger time frame. So there is this possibility that the market will push up. But when eventually the market will be bullish until if the market uses its body to take away 50% of this whole thing, this candle. It is whenever the market, this particular red candle, there is a red candle here. Whenever the market takes out 50% of this red candle, that is when you know that the market is now bearish. That is, the market has taken out this red candle. It is whenever the market takes 50% of it, that is when you know that the market is now bearish. The body, we are looking at the body of the candle. We are not looking at the wick. The wick is just the destruction aspect of it, just to destroy the market maker. So whenever the market takes out this range, that is when you know that yes, the market is now in a bearish trend. But for now, since it has not taken out 50% of this, it can equally come down, even break it down with wick, no problem. We don't have any issues with that. It is still effective. But from a bigger time frame, from a bigger perspective, we are bearish. But on a short-term trend, we are looking at it. Since the market returned, this is a fair value gap. When the market moved up, it returned to this fair value gap and balance here. This is a balance pressure range. The market has actually balanced here. This is internal liquidity. This is it. Recall that whenever you have this kind of thing, if you take this chart and flip it upside down, what will you have? The market returns to this particular place. Whenever it returns, you recall that I told you that the market has three phases. The market moves in three phases. It has level 1, it has level 2, then it has the exhaustion stage, which is the level 3. Now let's take this particular trend and then play with it. This is a manipulation. This was a manipulation. This was level 2 on this side. The exhaustion, which is a manipulation, now gave this. When it gave this, what happened? You look at the consolidation that actually caused the first breakout. Where did the consolidation happen? It is in this range. Where the consolidation happened. What is the last candle that caused the last push? This candle. You take this candle and measure it. You see that when this market came and returned to this place, just clipped in this place to show you that the algorithm has changed. The bias of the market has actually changed from a bullish trend to a bearish trend. Why do I tell you that the market has changed from a bullish trend to a bearish trend? Because if you look at it, you know, I told you, I keep telling people time, I say the market is not controlled by the buying and selling effect of traders. The market is controlled by certain algorithms. There are certain macros and certain micros. Those are algorithms that controls the financial markets. Those algorithms don't know where you are buying. They don't understand where you are selling. The only thing that they understand is how these algorithms are coded. How are they coded? What is the sentiment of the market? What is the market saying? And for you to understand the footprint of these algorithms, these are high-wired algorithms that controls the financial market. For you to understand how they are booked is for you to be able to understand the psychology These algorithms also deal with human psychology. Human psychology goes with certain factors like fear, greed. Fear and greed are the major things that controls the human brain. The human beings, one, is either you are fearful of losing your money, or you are actually saying, out of greed, I am owing people, I'm in all that, I am in that, just blah 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 blah, those things. And you know that these market makers understand the internal stimuli, what actually runs in you, what is running down your head. I want to be free from stress. I want to be free from lack and all that. They know these things, and they capitalize on this thing to make you try. They don't send the shit that you think. They don't send the fuck you are thinking. What they're actually thinking of is how to make you, how to, because they have a lot of bills to pay. They have a lot of things to work on. They need to go on vacation and all that. So they have to make you take your money and enjoy it, because you, out of ignorance, out of that you are lacking, you want to be free. You want just veg, you heard from your friend, or you saw anyone of your friend who is free financially, who has actually succeeded in the financial market. You look at him, you look up to him, you say, this person is this person is this, and me too, I want to be this thing. But the difference between a successful trader and a failed trader is that a successful trader has a certain routine, what he does every day, and consistently he keeps doing that thing. He doesn't fail. He doesn't come there and do a particular thing today and tomorrow he does another thing. You, as a failing trader, you come every day with a certain mindset, with certain negative thoughts, with pressure. You come with pressure, you are under pressure, you are owing people, you want to make money within a month, you want to be the richest person in your territory within some little time. Then, if you are looking onto this thing, if you want to be one of the richest person in your territory, why not dedicate your time in what you are doing? Because you discover that most of those people who are very, very successful in their field, what they actually do is that if they want to do anything, they dedicate themselves into that. They give it their best, whether they are failing in it. Because in the real sense of it, it is when you are doing something and you are failing in it, and you keep persisting, that you begin to understand where you study your failure. In trading, we call it journaling. If you are able to journal your trade, for instance, if you fail in a trade, you journal it and find out, why did I begin to ask yourself silent questions, silent key questions, like, why am I failing in this? Why didn't this trade succeed? If you are able to journal the trade and be able to understand that, why I am failing in this is because I failed to do this, I failed to do this. If tomorrow you correct yourself and do the right thing, you see that you become successful in that field. So I I I am actually telling you, as a trader, it's you that is watching this video that I'm talking to. I am telling you that why you are failing to succeed in the financial market is because you are not doing the right thing. You are not applying the right mentality, the right sense of thinking to this particular thing. Whichever thing that you are doing, irrespective of what you are doing, be it trade or any other thing, once you are doing that thing consistently, even if you are failing in it, but failure, your own failure should be on a positive. You should convert your failure to success. Converting your failure to success in the sense that you begin to ask yourself, if I fail in this thing, why am I failing? Why did I actually fail in this? Why did I fail? You interrogate yourself, and you discover that why you are failing in this thing is because you are not doing what you are supposed to do. For instance, as a trader, I have told you my own routine. What I do every morning is that, this is on a 1 hour time frame. What I do every morning is that each time I come to the chart every day, I will mark out and know where I am. I'll ask myself certain questions. I say, where am I in this particular trend? What is the market saying at this particular time? Then I look at myself, I say, okay, what are the indicators? What are the arrays? Looking at this market from this perspective, let me run my normal routine for the day. Let me run it so that you actually see it. This market came to this place. It has offered internal liquidity. It came, it offered this double top, then it broke it. The market has manipulated. Now, where did it manipulate to? The market manipulated to a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap. The market manipulated into the fair value gap, and when it hit the fair value gap, the market has to push down. Then, looking at it from the bigger perspective, what do I have to do now? I begin to, when I mark this, I say this is liquidity. This whole thing is liquidity. This whole thing is liquidity. So I don't overlook it, because recall that I told you that what the market makers does is they offer liquidity. When they offer liquidity and people put their stop loss in that area, they will have to come against those people's stop loss, and that's what they do. So now this is liquidity in this place. I don't overlook this liquidity, but for the fact to this place, when it came into this place, what do I look up to? I say, okay, where is the position of the market? What is the situation of the market? The situation of the market, looking at it from the perspective of this 1 hour time frame, I say this is a consolidation. This is a consolidation. And whenever you have, this is an order block. This is an order block. The market has just changed itself. Look at it when the market maker hits this particular place. It's when the market maker went down with one candle. This candle is to show you that the market maker is changing themselves. They use another candle to break it. When they break it, recall that the moment they break this particular place, there is nothing on earth that will make them to come back to the bottom of this candle again, because they are finished. This is a balanced pressure range. They have finished their business here. They did this thing. They did this thing. We call it, like me in trading, I call this Judas mark. Like, for instance, what Judas did to Christ in the scripture. ICT will always call this Judas swing. It is Judas swing in the sense that, just like, let me explain it in a layman's term for you. When Judas wanted to give Christ to those who crucified Christ, what happened? He gave Christ the impression, Christ knew that there is somebody here that will sacrifice him. So, but then Judas gave Christ the impression that he was one of the sincere person he was working with. So Christ was thinking he was following Judas, unknown to him that Judas has actually collected money. So unknown to him that Judas' mind is on the negative side, while Christ's mind is on the other side. This is the same thing that happens in the financial market. Look at it. Market makers, they had to use one candle to push this thing down, giving you the impression that some retail traders will follow this and say, okay, this market is at stop loss, resistance, it has a resistance and all that, so the market will go down. What do? They came and hold this particular place. Then they used one candle to snatch the market away from those retailers. Those who put their stop loss here, they had to manipulate to keep them out of stop loss. Now, there are some people who put their stop loss up here and say that, okay, that this market is coming down to this and blah blah blah, those shits that some retail traders will have in their mind. Now, looking at this from this perspective, the market maker now had to snatch this away from these people and went up. When they went up, they had to push it again, still repeating the same thing that they did on the other side. They are repeating it the second time. Now they had to push this market down with a long red candle, giving you the impression that they still want to go down, that this market is, but in the real sense is up, that they want to go. So that is why I am not, that is why I told it was on this ground that I actually said that if you mark 50% of this thing, if the market comes down and closes below this 50% with body, not with wick can be anything, wick can be stop loss, stop hunt and all that. So I may not be interested in the wick. I may not actually be interested in the wick. It's the body. If it closes 50% below, if it closes below the 50% of this very candle with body, I know that the trend has actually changed, that the market is going down officially. So for now, I am still looking at this market. If you look what is happening in the market, you see that the market returned to a fair value gap, and it's actually respecting the fair value gap. So if you take my last class, for instance, my last class, when I told you I taught you about trading range, you see that this particular thing came to this place. You see that it was this particular area that actually broke and created a new structure. This thing is just a manipulation. So the market now had to come down to 75% of this particular range, and now wanted to go down, supposedly that it goes down, but it failed to go down. When did the market went to? It went to another fair value gap in this particular place. So the market is actually respecting the fair value gap. So when it hits this particular place and actually returned, you see that it's returned to what? To a fair value gap and held again. So the market makers has actually done their business down. They have actually done their business up. And looking at this particular trend, you see that the trend is pushing. The trend is pushing. This is what we are having. This is what we are looking at. This is what they are doing. This is what they are doing. This thing is not working. They are pushing it the other way around. They are actually pushing the market the other way around. They are actually pushing the market the other way around. Yeah, I want to get a brush. So they're actually pushing the market the other way around. So for now you should actually be looking at where is the market going. You don't just jump into the trade. As a trader, you don't just jump into the trade. You must have your fundamentals, you must have your indicators, must have your parameters, those things that will tell you this is what the market is doing. Until those conditions are met, you don't just jump into a trade. If you jump into a trade, you lose money in the financial market. Look at it for now. This is liquidity. This is a manipulation. It came down to this place and failed. The moment this market came down to this place and failed, once it failed, you know that you have liquidity, you have internal liquidity here, you have a fair value gap here, and the market returned to this fair value gap and hold. So they wanted to come down again. When they tried coming down again, they fell again. When they came up, when they had to pick this particular trend from here to here, you see that where they consolidated is at the middle of this particular thing. That is why there are some things that are secret that nobody tells you in the market, tells you about them in the market, where the market will always consolidate at 50% of a particular trend, 50% of where it is going. So always consolidate there. Wherever you are seeing consolidation, know it that is 50% of that particular area, that particular trend. If I take my Fibonacci and measure from here, this is not working. If I take my Fibonacci and measure from here to here, you see that this particular thing, this particular area is the 50% of it, and that is why the market had to consolidate in this particular place. Now, if you are taking this particular picture again, if you want to take this particular picture again, you take from here down to here. That's 50%. That is why the market has to consolidate here. You got this shit. You got this. There are some key information. There are some information that there is, knowledge they tell you is power. If you don't have knowledge, you don't have anything. You may have all the money on it, but without knowledge and the information they say is power. It is information that actually define those who still struggle and those who survives. It is the quantity of information you have that actually defines the kind of person you actually are. So, and me being your mentor and somebody who actually mentor you, carry on you on a mentorship program, I give you the key information, what you are supposed to know, and what you are not supposed to know. There are some things that are noise in this market that you are supposed to decongest your mind of those things that are noise, those things that will distract you. You decongest your mind of those things and do those things that are right. That way you can actually succeed in the financial market. These are the things you need to know about the financial market. What happens in the market, how the market is booked, the order flow. It is that thing that I'm actually trying to tell you. There are arrays that the market produces. Those arrays, once the market is producing those arrays and you begin to know them, that is when you know if a market has been oversold or overbought. Forget what this indicator may be telling you, what the other indicator may be telling you. Those things are shit. The market maker understands some of these things, and they actually play contrarily against those things. They play against those things because they understand that they are dealing with your emotion. They are dealing with human psychology, human psychological factors like greed, greed, impatience. If you are not patient about something, if you are not patient about something, if you are not patient to wait for your market to set to come, you wait for the market to come to you. You always go before the market, and when you go before the market, you become a prey. You become a prey in the market. You become a prey in the market, and in the end, you will not succeed in the market. So for you to actually succeed in this market, you need to have principles. You need to be principled. You need to have things that make you to trust yourself. You need to have a working plan, and you should trust that working plan 100%. Don't always go against the working plan. And that's what differentiates a successful trader from a struggling and a failing trader. So let's go into the market, and then let's go into the market. So what I actually do, my routine for the day is that I will go on 5 o'clock Nigerian time. I'm a Nigerian, like I told you earlier. I'm from Nigeria, from Africa. Where I actually come from doesn't matter. It's the quantity of information, the quality of knowledge that I intend to impart to you that actually counts. It's not where I am from. As a matter of fact, I'm very, very proud of where I come from. And I don't allow the environment that I come from to have any negative impact on me. My environment, Africa, is just one of the best places that anybody can be. So I'm actually proud of, I'm actually proud of who I am. I'm actually proud of who I am, where I come from. Where I come from doesn't actually count. What actually counts is the quality of information that I intend to add to you and all that. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me up, subscribe to my channel, like my video, hit the notification button so that whenever I drop a new video, you will actually be able to see it, and you keep learning every day. My vision is to emancipate you from the burden of poverty, from the burden of lack, and make you to be a successful person. Live a free life where you actually live and survive with all your needs on you, and you don't have any stress. You live and survive by just pressing your phone, pressing your laptop. You know the kind of flexibility, the kind of freedom that you actually have when you understand that all your burdens, all your needs will be taken care of. Everything you want will be taken care of. Whatsoever you need, you get it. Whatsoever you want, you actually get it. It doesn't cost you much. It only costs you your time, your dedication, persistence, and your desire to be successful in this. Financial freedom is what everybody needs. And for you to succeed, that is why there are 1% of the people, like there are 99% of the people who come into the game of forex fail. Why do they fail? It's only 1% that succeed. Why do that 1% succeed? That 1% succeed because they arm themselves with persistence. They arm themselves with consistency. They arm themselves with the desire to succeed. They arm themselves with the tools, the mechanisms, the things that they actually need to succeed, which is persistency, consistency, dedication, resilience, and following the right click, doing the right things at a particular time. So my routine every day, like I said earlier, my routine every day is always, if I come to the charts, I check first. I say I'm from Nigeria, and New York time, midnight New York time is 5 a.m. Nigerian time. So I pick this 1 hour candle. Now the time in Nigeria here is now is just 5 minutes after 1. So I'll go back. I'll take, if I look at 5 a.m. I say, okay, this is 2 o'clock candle that is about, that just opened. This is 1 o'clock candle. This is 12 o'clock candle. This is 11 o'clock candle. This is 10 o'clock candle. This is 9 o'clock candle. This is 8 o'clock candle. This is 7 o'clock candle. This is 6 o'clock candle. You see that this particular thing that I mark here is 5 o'clock candle, bro. You can't take this shit away from me. I understand this. You saw me when I mark this thing. You may not understand how I am. You see that when you do the right things, you see that everything will fall in place. You don't need to have the whole world with you before you begin to succeed in anything you are doing. You just need to be doing the right things at the right time. And then be focused. Anything that will distract you, you avoid it. After all, those things that you actually look onto, those things that you say, yeah, shit, bro, this thing, I want this thing, you can always have that thing if you, once you begin to succeed. Human beings are addicted to success. In life, many people will love you, many people will come to you because you are successful. They are seeing you, they want to be like you, they want to be succeeding like you. So people will be coming to you. You will see them. If you are not careful, you cannot be able to filter between the good ones and the bad ones. You cannot be able to filter between noise and distractions, and between false friends and real friends. But naturally, human beings are addicted to success. So when you are succeeding in anything you are doing, people will always want to come close to you. This is the 5 o'clock candle. This is the 5 o'clock candle. This green candle is the 5 a.m. candle. Where did the 5 a.m. candle close? It closed in this particular place. When it closed, what happened? By this time, this market returned to this place to retest this particular thing. This is a balanced pressure range. The market has balanced from here. Shit, bro. You can't do this more than this. You can't be more precise more than this. You can't be more precise more than this, but then you have to understand where you are. Know what you are actually looking at, and be able to do that in whatever that you are doing. You have to be consistent with it and do it to the best of your knowledge and advance. Learn from people who you feel are more better than you. Nobody is an island. Nobody knows it all. It is when you gather information from one person, you gather from another person, you combine it with your own information. That way you become a more better person than those two persons, because you are using their two information. You are using the other person's information, you are using the other person's information. You are adding it to your own, and from the little experience you may have, you can be able to filter where this person got it wrong, where the other person got it wrong, combine them, and then put your own initiative into it. You see that you succeed in whatsoever you are doing. It is not just about trading. I told you that today's lesson will be on psychology. I want you to undergo a mental reconstruction. Psychology is 60% of what happens in the financial market and even in life. Psychology. What are the stimulus? What is your mind's construction? Ali Mazrui says that the mind's construction is the standard of the man. What are you actually thinking? Are you actually thinking of changing the society around you? Are you actually looking at leaving a legacy that can stand the test of time? Are you actually looking at doing things that will bring glory to your society and will add more value to people? Or are you just somebody who will always look at the destructive aspect of life, where you look at life only from a negative perspective? You begin to ask yourself, interrogate yourself, and find out where you actually belongs. Then, if you find out where you belong, what are you going to do about it? Are you ready to change? Are you ready to filter out those things, that those areas that you've been getting it wrong, and be able to do the right things, so that your society will be proud of you, so that your community will be proud of you, so that your household will be proud of you, so that your relative can be proud of you? Are you willing to have a mental deconstruction, where you will be able to look at yourself and say, this thing, I got this thing wrong, I'm willing to change, I'm willing to begin to do the right things? Or are you somebody who just want to float, who just want to live life, who just want to live life with no purpose? What is your purpose of life? Today's lesson is on human psychology. I want to teach you, I want to give you something that will be very, very essential to you. Not just every day we come out and trade, we come out and explain the chart to you. Fine, I've been explaining the chart to you, but this is part of it. I want your state of mind to be very, very organized, to be focused. I want you to reanalyze yourself and know where you are going. Have a plan, have a roadmap. Always think of what you can do. What can I ask yourself certain questions that will make more meaning to you than somebody who just wants to float. Are you living for a purpose? Are you living for others to live? Are you living a life where somebody can actually learn from you? Ask yourself, what is somebody going to learn from me? Do I have a life that people will learn from? Do I have a reasonable life that somebody will stand up tomorrow and actually say that he picked this thing from me, and then this thing has actually added value to me? These are some of the fundamental questions you begin to ask yourself, and you know where you are getting it wrong. That place that you are getting it wrong, there is no time that is late. You can actually change. You can actually redefine modalities, those things that make you a human being, those things that make you those things that make you a superhuman being. Pick those things and work on them, improve them, and then become who you are. Mike Murdoch once says that it is the future that you picture that you can feature. What is the future you are actually looking at? Do you actually look at yourself and say, I want to be such a person in the nearest future? That is the future that you picture, that you can feature. What do you want? Who do you want to be tomorrow? Are you working on that person? Can you be able to withstand the kind of challenges the person withstands? You come to my wall every day, I post trades, I analyze the trade for you, you are watching. You are just watching it. Many of you, my followers here, you only come to watch, just to watch. It's as if you are watching Netflix. What are you learning from it? Now that I'm talking to you, you know yourself. You know yourself. I'm talking to you. I want you to change. I want you to refocus your mind and think of how you can impact yourself. Think of legacy. Legacy, they say, is a means to an end. What is the means you have? What are those things that make you a human being? What are those things that make you a superhuman being? What impact have you actually made to the people around you? Are you sowing good seeds? Are you doing those things that you're supposed to do as an individual that intends to add value to people, that somebody can emulate? Or are you just living a life where if somebody hears anything, somebody calls your name, you say, Chai, that guy is a stupid person, he is a useless person, then you have failed as a person. And Remember that you have a generation that is bent on you. You will give birth. Those children that you give birth to, some of them will get married, some of them will give birth again. Those ones they give birth to will give birth again. It's a generational thing. Then how do you want that generation that is supposed to come from your loins, how do you want them to succeed? How do you want them to live? Is there anything they intend to learn from you? Those are the fundamental things. Today, like I said earlier, our class today, 60% will be on fundamentals, your psychology. Not every day we are doing charts. Fine, we are analyzing the chart. It is very fine. Well, we will be analyzing the chart, but then I want you to undergo a mental deconstruction. Deconstruct your mind. Purge yourself of those things that do not add value to you and anybody around you. Ask yourself key questions. What am I up to? Do I live a life that somebody would learn from? In so time, within this period, this time frame, have I impacted anybody? Have I lived for others to live? Human capital development is essential in any society. Are you an oppressor? Are you oppressing the people around you? If you are oppressing the people around you, the day you will die, people will be happy. And you see the vanity of life. You see the vanity of life. You see how useless life is. There is a philosopher that says, if you live from the highest mansion, feed on the best meal, drive the best car, it's just to feed the maggot. What is he saying in that essence? If you live on the best mansion, drive the best car, feed on the best meal, you will be very, very healthy. So the day you die, those maggots that eat somebody when the person dies, those maggots will eat you. If they eat a hungry man for 1 week, they will eat you for 2 weeks and they will be happy. They will be very, very happy eating you. Let me tell you a brief story about Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was one of the highest and military highest leader that lived. He was the king. He was the king of where that should be Persia. Alexander the Great occupied gold. He occupied territory. He controlled millions, billions of army, of soldiers. He had everything. He had gold. He had accumulated a lot of gold. Do you know what happened? When it was time for Alexander the Great to die, Alexander the Great called his highest army general. He called his highest commanders. He said he wanted to make 3 wishes. And in psychology, we call those things the 3 wishes of Alexander the Great. The first wish he said to his general that the day he would die, let them spray all the gold he has accumulated beside his grave. His second wish was that when he dies, his corpse should be carried, that they should bring the best physicians, the best doctors in that territory, in his kingdom. They should bring the best doctors in that place, the best physicians. That those physicians should carry his corpse and go around the place. And his third wish was that when he died, that they should, when they are about to bury him, they should open his casket with his hands outside spread and his legs spread out. That was his third wish. So when the general asked him and said, "Sir, why then are you making all this wish?" He said, he asked them to spray the gold all over his grave was to tell the world, to tell the people that no matter how you accumulate money, that money will not follow you to the grave. Then his second wish was that they should his cause be carried by all the physicians, the best physicians in the country. He said that why he's made that wish was that the people will know that no matter how you have the best doctors, the best physicians, when death comes, no physician can stop death from killing you, from taking you away. And his third wish was that they should bring his hands and spray his hands out and his legs to show people that he came to the world empty, and he was going back empty-handed, that there is nothing, that no matter how you have any kind of money on earth, you cannot go back. You can, when you die, you only leave that, all that you have accumulated. It's a serious lesson for all of us. If you live in life, you live for others to live. Always create room for others to succeed. Always give arms for others to lean on your shoulders, to climb on your shoulders, to climb on the wall you have actually created to succeed. Don't be a wall. Don't be a setback. Don't be somebody that people will not want to associate with. Because all that you accumulate will end here. And in the end, you discover that those all that money that you have accumulated illicitly, you see that people who will come to squander those things that you oppress people to accumulate, they will be very, very useless. Watch most of these people, most of these successful people, watch them all. You see that most of them who acquire that money through illicit ways, see that their children are always very useless. So you have to understand yourself, understand your purpose for life, understand why you are here. Define those things that work for you and those things that do not work. Let's go back to the chart. This is a 1 hour time frame. We'll go down to 15 minutes, and then from there we'll wrap it up. We'll call it a day. This is just what I intend to do today. I told you earlier that this whole training today is on fundamentals, your psychology, your instinct, what you are thinking. I want you to have a state of mental therapy. I want you to have a mental reconstruction where you purge yourself of those things that do not add real value to your life. Purge yourself of those things, and you see yourself living a very, very good life, a very, very free life free of stress. Concentrate on this. This is one of the things that will make you to succeed. This is one of the things that will make you to have freedom in whatsoever, that you have freedom and you live the kind of life you want to live. You go to places, you stay anywhere you want to stay. For instance, me now, there is no shit that I want to do that I can't do it. Once I come to this chart, I will just pump my money into the market. I will go to my accounts and I load money into the account. I wait for the market to come. When the market comes to me, I will hit it. I hit the market very, very hard. Once the market comes to me, I load the shit. I will load the shit, man. I don't look at your face. I don't look at the market, because whenever the market holds you, it doesn't have mercy for you. So whenever I hold the market, I load this shit. Load this shit, man. Do it. Take the fuck out of this market and let it burn to ashes, bro. You understand? I don't look at it. I only do my thing and go my way. That's me. one of, and I used to say I'm one of the best traders in Africa. If you doubt it, I can bet it. I can bet it with $10,000. If you anybody in Africa who can actually challenge me in this market, not it's not a challenge per se. I'm not challenging with anybody. But then anybody who say what I say about this market doesn't happen, you come and prove it. Shit. You prove it for yourself, you prove it for everybody to see. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think this will be the end of this class. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Fridays Trades. Hit the notification button where anytime I post any new video, you will be able to see it for yourself. Learn, be consistent. Remove those things from your mind, those things that are distracting you. Let those things be. If it is your a girl, if it is a girl or anything that is distracting you, shit, fuck the person off. Leave the person. Whenever you make money in this, whenever you concentrate and make money in this, you see girls. You see girls that will even have value. Those girls that will have something offhand. Those girls that have something in their brain to offer you. You meet good people. You make good friends. You meet people on a higher plane. People who have what it takes to carry your ideas. Not people who cannot carry your ideas. People who don't have anything to offer the society. You stay away from them. Leave those things that are distracting you for now. Let's focus and succeed in the market, so that by the grace of God in heaven, me and you will be examples. Me and you will become models that the society would look onto. Don't forget that I also offer a mentorship program. Just $1,000, you come into my mentorship program where I hold your hand and teach you what happens in the financial markets. I'll teach you in details what happens, how the market is booked, how the algorithm is booked, how the macros and the micros that controls the financial market, how they run, and onto which footprints they run. I'll show you their footprints in details. And you see those things happen live. It's not something I hold. Come to my inner circle. Just $1,000, you join my inner circle. I'll teach you everything you need to know about the market. I'm going to be dropping my WhatsApp number below this video. Just chat me, hit me up on WhatsApp, and I'll take you to where you want to be in the financial markets. With me, you will be successful in this game. With me, you'll be successful in this trade. With me, you have all you need to succeed. With me, I give you all the tools you want to succeed in the financial market. Peace up!